So welcome to my part 2 of mastering the fretboard. So today's video, we're going to start breaking the guitar up into something called root pictures. And it's just basically shapes or constellations that we could use to quickly reference where we are on the fretboard. Now, if you haven't already, check out my previous video that I did on memorizing the fretboard. There's a 2-minute drill. It's just an exercise that it might take a little while if you haven't done it already, but it's totally worth it when it comes to navigating around the fretboard. There will be documentation on this. If you want to see a written version of this exercise, go to idensguitarstudio.com. I'll have a link below, and you can get a copy of the 2-minute drill that we did in the last video and just the different root picture shapes that I'm going to be talking about today. As I mentioned before, a root picture is just kind of like an octave shape that we can see on the fretboard. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say, for example, I am looking to play something in the key of G and I want to do it in the 3rd position. Well, I know this is a G, that's a G, and G is also right here. If I play them at the same time, I get this shape. And once I know that shape, I know that there's a chord that goes with it, and I know that there's a scale shape that goes with it, depending on what kind of scale that I want to learn. So, and then a major scale. You know, I can reference that quickly based on that root picture. So how does this work? Okay, so previously we went through and we did the 2-minute drill where we know where each note is, and we found the different notes on each string. We're going to use that knowledge to figure out where we are on the neck and which shapes we should be using. To start us off, I'm going to start us with form 1, which is a simple root picture, and that's based on the root note on the 6th string and the 1st string. Let's start with C. If I remember my exercise, I know that C on the 6th string is going to be right here. And I'm going to grab the shape. So if you download the root pictures that I have from my website, you can see it. If not, I'll talk you through it. Basically, with your first finger, you're going to grab the C on the 6th string, and on the 1st string, you're going to bar it. And then with your 3rd finger, you're going to go 2 frets over, 2 strings down. Makes sense? That's C. Now, let's play F. Same shape. We're going to move it down. So I know F is going to be right here. Good. B flat. That's going to be right there. Sorry, E flat. It's going to be on the 11th fret. A flat. 4th fret. D flat. 9th. G flat. B, and we're just going to take it through the circle of fourths. E, there's an open. Really spend some time. If you see that there's an open option, use the open option over the 12th fret option just to practice hearing that in the open position. Got an A, D, D, and then G. Good. When you're feeling good with that shape, I'm also introducing a major chord with it. For today's exercise, we're just going to do a major chord. So, and we've seen this before. This is that like grand bar chord. So let's grab the C root picture again. You can see dun, dun, dun. Now let's grab the major chord that goes with it. Now let's do F. We're going to grab the root picture first, and then the major chord. B flat. And do that through circle of fourths, grab the root picture, and then the major chord. We're not going to do this major scale today. We're just going to do root picture and chord just to kind of get ourselves familiar with that shape. Okay, the next form is form 2. Same thing. We're going to start with C. So in this case, C, if I look at this, it's going to be here. So we're going to grab C on the 4th string and on the 2nd string. Give you a little hint. If you notice, the forms overlap. So form 1's right here. The highest note of form 1 is the lowest note of form 2. And this will be how you connect all the forms. You know when you see somebody like connecting all these shapes up and down, they're kind of already connecting using this kind of method. All right, let's grab F. B flat. If it takes you a while, take a while. Don't rush at this point. Just think it through. B flat, E flat. I know E is right there. A flat, D flat, G flat. There we go. B, E, A, D. This one has an open. And then G. There we go. All I'm doing is I like to use this note because I can quickly reference it easier than the second string because it's just I'm better with the fourth string than the second string. So I just kind of see where's the C. It's right there, and then I build a shape, and then I'm just getting etc. Okay. When that's good, we're gonna grab C, form 2 again. Now we're gonna grab the chord this time. This one's kind of a cool one. It has the third on the top. F, grab the root picture first, and then build the chord. It's a good stretch. B flat. A flat. Let's do a D flat. Root picture first, and the chord. If you have to practice this chord a little bit, just practice root picture, chord. Just spend some time on it. Enjoy those fun stretches, etc. Go through all of form 2 and do it that way. What I would recommend is every day just pick a different root picture and just spend some time on it. Circle of fourths, root picture, and chord. And just go through and just get good at that. Let's look at form 3. Form 3 is a cool one. Let's grab C. In this case, we start with an open. Let's grab F. Let's now B flat. I'm using actually to find this, I see the relationship where my pinky is getting the note on the 5th string because I can see that note pretty quick. So that's my F right there. And then I'm just going 2 frets over, and then on the 2nd string, I'm grabbing that note. That's my form 2. F, B flat. This one I have to go over the 12th. There's no open option for this. I'm gonna hold it. That's a good burn. It's a good burn. E flat. A flat. D flat. I can see there's my D flat, so that makes this the root picture. G flat. Ideally, you want to be able to just grab it. So right now I'm kind of like moving around, grabbing my one finger, then doing that. You just want to be able to grab it ideally. Make that a goal. If you can't do it yet, don't sweat it. G flat. B. I already did that. So B is going to be right. E. A. D. And then finally G. All right, take your time. Now we're going to do root picture. We're going to grab the C. So there's my root picture C. And then I'm going to grab the chord. The chord we probably have already seen, the C major chord. But we're just kind of changing it with some different fingers at this point. And I'll show you why in a second. All right, we're going to go up to F, grab the root picture. And we're going to grab the chord. Now you can see I'm borrowing with my first finger. This one's going to take a little while. So again, if you have to spend all week on just grabbing this chord in this position, do it. B flat, root picture, chord. I don't know if I can grab it on this guitar. E flat, root picture, chord. Good. Work your way through the circle of fourths, root picture, chord. Just get really comfortable with that one. Form 4. Form 4 is a cool one because it's the same as Form 3, just a different fingering. And you'll see this in a couple positions. This is what makes this different than the 5 root picture system. So I'm going to grab the root, C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. We're going to go through it just like we did before, etc. Now the chord. If I look at the chord, it is going to be, it's a pretty big one. It's kind of like a C, but I'm grabbing the G on the top, so it's the 5th, and then I'm also grabbing it on the bottom. Let's grab F. Root picture first. Chord shape. Go through all 12 tones. Circle of fourth. Form 5. Let's grab a C. Root picture. We've seen this one. It's like the power chord. All right, let's grab C. Form 5. So the root picture is just like the first one. Form 1. It's your first finger. 2 frets over, 2 strings down. F. Go through the circle of fourths. Like I said, if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the previous video or go to my website. Link below. You can get these sheets. It'll have a description so you can keep it with you. F, B flat, E flat. Just taking this shape through the circle of fourths. A flat, D flat. Let's grab a C. Once you're done that, we're going to grab C root picture, form 5, and the major chord. And this one you're going to bar with your 3rd finger. If you're fancy, you can get on the open, you can get the 1st string. I mute it because, yeah. F, root picture, major chord. What makes a major chord? Well, a major chord is based off of 3 notes of the major scale, the 1st note, the 3rd note, and the 5th note. When you play them together, you get your major triad. In this case, we're just playing multiple versions of that note. So we got a 1, 5, 1, 3. That's what makes the major chord. In other exercises, we might be practicing minor scales or minor chords. In that case, we would have a flat 3rd. So that'll become very important as we do more of these exercises. But for now, just the major scales and major chords. C, let's grab F. And the scale. I'm sorry. And the chord. You know, if you have the sheet in front of you, you have to memorize it. Do it. Take that through the circle of fourths. Form 6. This one's a big one. So with our 1st finger, we're going to find C on the 3rd string. Now we're going to stretch with our 3rd and our 4th finger, and we're going to pluck these at the same time. Might take you a little while. Really spend some time on really getting that stretch. If you're finding this muting, move around with it. Adjust your wrist. It's going to take a little bit of a while. It hurts. Let's grab an F. B flat. After this video, I'm going to work on that one. That's a good one. Take the form 6 root picture through the circle of fourths, just like we've been doing on the previous exercises. B flat. This one's neat. It's not too bad because you can use the 6th string as a starting point and then build your way backwards on that, which is kind of helpful. So if F is here, I can grab it. B flat, I grab this note first. E flat, I can build it backwards, which is totally fine. All right. When that's feeling pretty good, let's go back to the C. The chord is going to be your pinky, and then your 1st finger is going to bar. F, root picture first, chord. I don't think I can get it with this guitar. B flat, root picture, chord, etc. Circle of fourths. That one's gonna hurt. Hurts me. And then finally, form 7. Form 7 is the exact same shape as form 1. We're just gonna use a different fingering. We saw this with form 3 and form 4. Form 7 is gonna be your 2nd finger and your pinky, like that. Let's grab the F. So instead of grabbing form like a form 1, you're gonna grab it like that. Notice it gives me the option, my finger kind of dangles back. It's hanging there, which means this is telling me that the chord shape and the scale is actually going to start before the root note position, if that makes sense. It will, eventually. And that's why the 7 form system makes sense to me, because I now can do these kinds of things, whereas traditionally this form would actually be form 1 in the 5 position. Traditionally this would be the form 1 in the 5 root method, I think. Anyways, B flat, root picture, E flat, A flat. It's a hell of a lot nicer than the 6. Work your way through the root pictures, and then we're going to add the chord as well. So we grab the C form 7 root picture. The chord, pinky stays. And this one you got to mute a couple. It's actually a really cool sounding chord. Let's grab an F. Root picture. Chord. It's cool. B flat, root picture. And then continue through the circle of fourths, and that's it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this exercise because it's really cool. It's really important. And just knowing those root pictures and seeing those chord shapes with it are really going to improve your playing and just your understanding of the fretboard. So, like I said, iDensGuitarStudio.com will have this exercise. Check the link below. Pause this video, bookmark it, like and subscribe because there's going to be more coming if this is helpful. Yeah, and just really take your time in this exercise. I blew through this in a matter of like 15 minutes just to kind of show you what needs to be done. But realistically, this could take you 2-3 weeks, and that's okay. It should. It should take you a while because you're learning new shapes, you're learning new chords. Your hands are starting to do things they haven't had to do before because now you have an idea of where all the notes are, where your roots are, and just some triads and chords in general, which you'll be building off of. So anyways, thank you very much, and I'll see you later. Take care.